Hey guys, just gonna give it a couple more minutes, let everybody get in that wants to get in. Of course, we're doing a giveaway for this Ask Me Anything, and we'll probably do giveaways for the remainder of Ask Me Anythings. I think it's cool for community engagement, and I'm gonna do like NFTs and stuff like that. Also, shout out to Walrus or Walter the Walrus, letting us know how smooth he is. But I'm gonna mute myself until we get started. Oh, I'm also live on YouTube, so if you're kind of like wanting to chill and you don't want to get in the space or anything like that and you just want to watch, I'm available on YouTube as well, just to make sure. That's funny. Ooh, Dave gets to come up. Cool. Alright, guys. As soon as I can scroll up, hold on. Alright, Walter. I love you. You're doing great. But it's time. It's time to start to Ask Me Anything. Let me go ahead and disconnect him. Kick? Hope I didn't kick him from the server. I may have actually just kicked him from the server. Hold on, let me make sure that's not. Oh, I kicked him from the server. We got to get him back in. Sorry, Walter. I'll get him back in after the Ask Me Anything. No, I better do it now. Hello, guys. Hope you're having a great Friday. You know, obviously we've launched the website. I can't describe to you how excited I am to finally be able to produce something of this to you all and finally get something. I'm just to the moon, man. I finally get it done. It looks amazing. Everything's working as intended, other than the snow bonds, which we are getting a fix for. But I'm just so happy that we get to do this and that we're this close to launch. 1 second, I'm just trying to figure out how to get him invited to my server again. This asshole. He left. Yeah, so if you're here, you're depositing, you're being involved with the community, thank you so much. It's been a long road, it feels like, but we're finally here. We're a day before launch. It's amazing. The market conditions try to rug us. The UST debacle tried to rug us. And now, in case you didn't know, it looks like Etherscan has been subject to attack along with Spirit Swap. So much is going on in the crypto space. So if you're involved with me, if you're here, thank you. I appreciate it. I do obviously have some structured things to talk about, but I did want to start with that. If you came from Grape, if you're new here, if you came from Dibs, wherever if you came in just from something else, thank you. Thank you for being a part of this. You'll learn that I'm a genuine person, and I really do appreciate the support that I get. So with that, I think we can go ahead and get started. I know I had some questions from Happy. He asked a lot of good questions, so thank you. But 1 second again. Let me make sure this guy gets his role. Let's see. There he is, guys. Walter's back. It's okay. Everything's okay. He's back. Yeah, so I do have a document that I can read off of. Obviously, we're going to go over the launch details. I'm going to hit on treasury management. I saw a couple questions on that already. Plans after launch, what we plan to do after launch, the tax system being changed a little bit, and then just some further comments before I take on questions, and also take up people raising their hand and stuff. So launch details. Obviously, the website is up. You can deposit now. There is a 1% deposit fee if you're watching on YouTube. I'm kind of showing this on my screen for AVAX, which is actually wrapped AVAX in case you were trying to deposit your AVAX. USDC.E, Grape, and USDT.E all have a 1% that is going to our DAO fund. All of the contracts are available here in our documentation. Yep, so you can get all of them here. The only feature that we're not launching with, because I want to adjust how it works, is the rebate feature, which will go live in a day or two. The reason is because rebates, as it was forked from Snowy, actually how it worked, and this is why I got kind of screwed up in the last protocols, is that the rebate treasury takes in all of those funds, all of the LP tokens, all of the AVAX or USDC, whatever we're taking in for these rebates. It takes them in, and the only time you can withdraw them is when we're under epoch, and you can only do 10% of one asset every epoch that we're under. So it doesn't really give us a lot of versatility that I want it with our treasury. So we're making it where we can put it in the DAO, and I also want to make sure that the multipliers aren't too high, because we know that Snow and Fox did have some degen APRs. So I'm just making sure all of that stuff is tidied up. We have a bootstrap phase also, and what a bootstrap phase is, it means no matter what the TWAP is, we will get a expansion rate of 4% for 20 prints. So whenever you go to the boardroom, if it'll come up, this has to hit current epoch of 21 and we'll be out of bootstrap phase. And the reason we're doing that is to make sure we have some initial supply of walrus being able to be LP'd at a more accurate price, so that you don't incur as much in permanent loss. Now, I can't promise you the price will go down to a reasonable level. We could be very successful like Snow and Fox and be above that level for a couple days. We obviously don't know with these market conditions. I'm just telling you that's what the intent is. And then once that bootstrap phase is over, we'll have rebates to further inflate the supply and take more into the treasury. So that's pretty much it for the... that's very important. You're going to see on the homepage, and again, I'm showing this on YouTube, so it kind of feels weird to do it through Ask Me Anything, but if you go and you look at the homepage, you're going to see Walrus with 25,000. Now, you need to understand that there's 1,000 that got airdropped to the DAO wallet so that we can add some initial liquidity whenever we see how successful the Genesis pool deposit fees go. And that's to stabilize the price a little bit so you don't see the huge dumps. Also, it shows 25,000 because 24,000, of course, is going to the Genesis pools. Walrus Share, same thing. 500 went to the DAO at the very beginning, and then 360 to the developers. You're not going to see these getting sold. You don't have to worry. If you trust me, then you know that this stuff's not going to get sold. That's only for initial payments to my team and payments to Dib's team. Along with some other stuff that I'm having to pay Dibs. So if you're seeing some initial supply, that is where you're seeing it from. And that's also where the epochs will start inflating from, is that 25,000. So this bootstrap phase will go 4% every epoch, no matter what. So you can already calculate our max supply, which I have not done yet. I know that's bad, but I have not done that yet, but I can, and I'll get you the official number that we'll be at. But obviously with rebates, it'll inflate it just a hair more. So yeah, I wanted to make sure and be clear and upfront that is why that amount is there. The DAO wallet holds it. I've sent a transaction with who is involved in our DAO wallet multi-sig, and it's clear as day where that is. You can see it. You can see exactly what we use it for. You guys know that I don't do a lot of fishy things, and this was done for these reasons, and I wanted to be upfront about it so that nobody freaked out or started screaming that the developer was scamming you or something. When night mode, I actually would love to do a night mode on this. It would be very easy. I don't even think we would need to make the I'm gonna see, actually, because I really wanted to do that. on the previous websites, but we didn't have the time. But all you have to do is desaturate this a little bit. I'm pretty sure Dave could do it pretty fast, similar to like what's on my Ask Me Anything in YouTube. But all right, so treasury management. I think this is important to go over because the way that me and Beyond, and he's kind of the treasurer here. So this is who we're using. He'll be looking for investment opportunities, the market conditions, when and where to invest. But it's important to understand how we're investing. So mostly stables and a very small allocation to BTC, ETH, and AVAX exposure. That's because I think that we're at a close bottom. We're closer to the bottom than the top, and I would love to have some exposure to BTC, ETH, and AVAX specifically. But again, most of ours will stay in stables so that we're able to make investments at any point of market condition, and we're also able, in case of bank runs or other reasons, we have that capital up front. So we're looking for mainly stable, so you don't have to worry about volatility for our treasury. We also won't be utilizing these stables in some type of contract, smart contract like staking. After we see all these hacks and things like that, I think it's best, and I think everybody should understand that just these stables setting there is fine. We don't have to grow it some large amount, and even 7% APY isn't going to be amazing, and it's not going to generate enough revenue. So we're going to look at other ways to do that. So we're going to keep it out of smart contract risk and not stake them or lend those specific assets, especially our stables. Now, ETH, BTC, and AVAX will likely do some type of lending or do some other platform like that, just to generate a small amount of revenue to compound their positions. So stables won't be touched. Also, if you look in the docs, there is an insurance fund for both the that comes out per epoch for the shares and for the Walrus. What we're going to be doing with that is that allocated amount will be in the DAO, and we'll make small strategic sells when we're above peg at a comfy position, and we'll be collecting those to be able to deploy in a situation similar to what we just saw. If we need to stop large sells, any way we need to utilize it, we'll find a way to make sure it's being used to the best of the protocol's benefit. But that is what that insurance fund is technically referring to when you see it in the documentation. And this is the important part, any investments to further generate revenue will be voted on by the community. So that means if we want to open up a position with Grape and Mem, I love Grape and Mem, but does the majority of my community want to invest in Grape and Mem? That's something up to you all. That is why in our first week or 2 weeks, I will have that snapshot, Frozen Walrus ENS address. We'll make a snapshot vote. Only staked BR holders will have a say, and that is how we'll make treasury management moves when we decide to invest in large protocols. Now, there's going to be some conditions and obviously some things that we put at for the proposal, like is it a docs team? I know I can trust Grape and Mem. We're not going to go to some reeky dink high risk, not knowing the team and stuff like that. I won't accept that because that is just absurd to try and waste the treasury on. So just know that stablecoin and asset management with BTC, ETH, and AVAX. That will be handled by me and Beyond. And obviously, I will let you all know what the percentage of allocations will go into BTC, ETH, and AVAX. But I won't make DAO votes of hey, can we purchase BTC? We'll be making a certain allocations for each one, and then we'll make those purchases as we see fit. All right, so I want to stop for a brief moment. If anyone has a question, come on up. I can bring you up here. Dylan, if you want to go ahead and ask me some questions before I get to my next topic. Hello? Hello? Dylan? Hello? Looks like Dylan's having some technical difficulties.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. You got to get a mic, brother.
I do have a mic. Is it not working?
I mean, it's working, but it's not to my quality standards. You know what I mean? You're a community manager now. You need to.
I will invest in
You need to have some respect for yourself and the community.
I'm still trying to figure out this 3 monitor display.
Oh, fancy pants. All right, what you got any questions for me?
Did you answer all of Happy's?
No, you can go ahead and ask me some of these.
What is the plan for treasury investments? You just went over that.
Uh,
Will Walrus determine the cost for maybe?
no, your mic's trash. I'm gonna have to read it off myself. Let's
Website.
see. It's in Ask Me Anything questions. What Walrus will Walrus develop anything that is proprietary, original? Yeah, of course. The native auto compounder I think is not proprietary by any means, but it's mainly done through vaults, like Magic Finance and stuff like that are offering it. But I want it native on the website. I wouldn't call that proprietary or super original, but it is one thing. Now, the trading card game I do think is pretty original to use Walrus with an NFT marketplace that uses Walrus entirely and a lot of other dynamics to come with it. That's a huge selling point. But other than that, obviously there's some things that I don't want to disclose yet until they're confirmed. But of course, we want to innovate as much as we can in the time given. So there will be future plans released and extra things added to the roadmap to make it more robust. Let's see. Also, what is the plan for Walrus utility other than farms? So like I had just spoken about, obviously our first big utility will be the trading card game. I think that is a terminal utility. If it picks up, it'll do very well. But even if it doesn't pick up, it is technically a utility for Walrus. But it won't be the only utility. Of course, we'll find other ways in DeFi to utilize Walrus to make sure that anyone that holds Walrus feels like it's a beneficial investment, and that you don't just have to LP farm with it, right? Like that's what I want to make sure is that everyone that buys Walrus is like valuing it at $1. And that's important to me, and that's kind of like my mission statement is to buy Walrus without knowing about the Tomb Fork. That would be really cool for me. Why should pump and dumpers choose not to dump Walrus during and after the Genesis pool? I don't know that that's something that I need to address. If there's a pump and dumper, then I'm pretty sure he's going to be set in his ways. Obviously, if you come into the community, you see the effort put into this project. You see that we're looking for real sustainability and not APR chasing. Then I think it's a lot more comfy to come in and stay in for the early, obviously higher APRs because there's less TVL. But then as it solidifies itself down lower, and you're seeing prices stabilize, you can just leave it there. You don't have to worry about jumping into the next project. Also, most projects you jump into that are brand new, you have a high likelihood of rug. I'm publicly doxxed. I'm on YouTube right now with my face. I've shown integrity in the space, and I feel like that is a huge selling point, and it needs to be talked about as well. Let me make sure nobody's raising their hand. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and go on with the plans after launch because it kind of goes hand in hand with what you were speaking about. Managing the inflation and ensuring stability as we come to normal highs. And by normal highs, I mean like not ludicrous highs for the shares and stuff like that, depending on what people value it at. We're going to be looking at the inflation rate because now I have a ton of tools to be able to navigate inflation with the dynamic boardroom, with the rebates, with the DAO having heavy allocations to fund bigger buybacks or whatever we choose to do with these tokens. We're in a much better position, especially with our contracts not being renounced, that we're able to pivot much smarter and with a lot more customization. Whereas before our hands were tied, and as many people get when their contracts are announced, your hands are tied. So, I'm really excited to be able to actively manage the inflation to, obviously a degree. I can't stop it from happening, but we can do our best. Another thing is that we'll have the Magic farms, auto compounders, similar to what Grape already has with Grape and Mem, that a portion of that fee goes into buying back and burning of Walrus. So that's really nice. We're going to be building LP with initial airdrop DAO funds, like I had already showed you. Obviously it'll start small, but we'll build bigger. We're looking to really build a big position for Walrus share. Oftentimes you see the share token get lackluster in LP. and we want to make sure that the DAO supports the share token as well. So that is a plan. This is an important one because our roadmap shows it further out. But me and Dibs have spoken. I'm actually going to tonight go for multi-chain and speak with them and make sure that we get our request in to get into Binance Smart Chain with Walrus, similar to how you saw with Snow. We're going to front the upfront cost and get it with a BNB LP so that you can stake it over at Dibs and earn D shares. And similarly, you'll be able to use your Dibs AVAX LP pool that's already here to earn Walrus shares on our side. So we're already going cross-chain early and developing partnerships like that. Of course, obviously, Dibs had built it, but we discussed what could be mutually beneficial. So that goes hand in hand with start developing partnerships other than pools that will benefit both projects in unique ways. I've reached out to several projects, and I don't just want to work with Tune Forks. Obviously, it helps, but at that point, you're just sharing farms. I want to find lucrative and beneficial and unique ways to work with other DeFi projects in the space that don't necessarily have to be Tune Forks. And that way, we can find new, fun, and engaging ways to keep it exciting to hold your Walrus. So obviously, I've been doing it in the background for some time, but we'll release them as it goes, and they won't necessarily be on the roadmap. These will be like other things that pop up that we're able to do after we've formed it together as the management teams on both ends. Obviously, on here as well, I've already talked about it. Get our ENS name and start a snapshot this week or the second week for the first NFT purchase to give back to a staked BR holder. So we're looking to do that the first or second week, and we're going to make a plan to get the proposal out for our first NFT giveaway already. I really wanted to make sure that everyone felt like they were a part of this and they had a say, and so I think DAO voting is really important in that. I want people to feel like, wow, this share token actually holds weight. Like, it's not just printing out Walrus. I'm able to make decisions where I feel like I'm a part of making a decision to buy this NFT or treasury investments in here. I think it's really fun and it's engaging and it's a very unique aspect to DeFi that I really relate to. So I like it a lot. Second peg, of course, we are looking to do a multi-peg same share token. I expect that our share token to hold some heavy weight to it. Obviously, market conditions and how many holders we end up getting. But we're going to be able to have two pegs. I'm going to be releasing more information as I get a little bit closer to it. I don't want to release everything just yet, but I think everyone will be excited if it comes to fruition, as it looks like it will be. So hoping for early June is when we'll have a second peg come out. And then together, me and the Dibs Money team are going to work on a bigger roadmap, a little bit more fleshed out, maybe some unique ideas sprinkled in there so that you're not just seeing the same old copy and paste roadmap, even though I do think I've done well with trying to add some extra things within my constraints that I had at the time, but now it's opening up a little bit. Educational series. Obviously, I've already started posting YouTube videos again, trying to explain the Genesis pool and making sure that people understand what they're getting into with these Tune Forks. They are high risk, they can be high reward, but they can also be sustainable farms. And that is the main focus of these videos, is to make sure it sounds like English and it's easy to understand. And so that's what I'm trying to do. And then, of course, plans for after launch. Again, my last note was build deep liquidity in each pool. I don't want people just pumping and dumping this. I want people to have a reason to continue to build liquidity in our pools, to feel like they're a part of something bigger than just a website that offers LP farms, right? I want it to be the full package, and that involves the community, the roadmap, the developers, everything. I want it to feel like you're a part of something bigger. So that's kind of my goals, like spitballing after launch. And then it's important to also, I made like a similar kind of announcement for it. I made some tax changes. Me and the developer talked about it. I don't want it to feel bothersome later on whenever Walrus becomes more sustainable, for people to feel like they're, after 6 weeks, there will be no more taxes. So it's a static set tax for the next 6 weeks. So depending on what week we're in is what the tax is set to when you unstake your LP. There was a lot of loopholes in the other one that was having to be filled, and I said let's just make it standard, and that way we can just be done with taxes after the 6 weeks, because I'm not a fan of taxes, but it goes straight to protocol and liquidity in the DAO. So I do like it, because early unstakers or people that don't want to be involved for the longevity will also be giving us a piece of their protocol and liquidity, and that we can keep forever. So I like that aspect. So again, it'll each week go down by 1% until we get to a month and a half or 6 weeks. You can actually see the week gaps. I actually wrote down the exact dates that you'll see, and then you can see what percentage the unstake LP will be. And I think that will be better in the long term, because later on people won't fear LPing because they think it's going to reset or something like that. So please take a minute and go look at the taxes in the documents if you're confused by what I'm saying right now. Let's see. Does anybody have any questions or want to come up?
Is my mic sounding better?
No. You're trash.
I think somebody has their hand up.
Okay. Just giving it a second. I can slow down a little bit. I'm kind of grooving and moving. Photo. Hey, man. How's it going? Good to have you up. Uh-oh. Photo's mic's messed up? Is this the first Ask Me Anything where he's not going to be able to talk? Looks like it. While he's trying to fix his mic, I did want to make a formal statement. Obviously, there's reasons that we depegged from UST. It sucks. I tried to explain exactly what happened with the attack. People explain it way better than me. It sucks that we delayed, but it also saved us. Because really, we didn't need a stable that was going to go up and down. I didn't want it to be easier to peg Walrus to $1. To the stable. I just wanted it to be stable because that's what I want Walrus valued at after LP farms end. So that was what was important to me, is that the coin that we're locking to looks like $1, because I want Walrus to be valued at $1 and the longevity. So let's see. Space Gazer Dave, I see what you just said. I'll reach out to the developer, but he might be asleep. I think it was real late for him. But I might be able to change that, actually. That shouldn't be that big a deal.
That's fine. Just the heads. It's just basically the share token is loading in the Genesis pool, so you will be getting Walrus, even though it shows the share token.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that's showing the share token icon for all of them. Okay, I'll reach out to the dev real quick and see if he's still available. But that's not a big deal. Yep, but it's important to know that. Obviously, a couple little glitches here and there. If you see a U on the page, if you're looking at my YouTube right now, there's a little U. Obviously, it's not a real U. It's some kind of Greek letter. But it just represents a large amount of zeros behind it. And it's just doing that because it's some kind of back-end thing. I asked him to remove it, but it was going to glitch up and mess up some other stuff. So I said, forget about it. I'll just explain it to Ask Me Anything, and we'll move on. So no big deal. It's not saying... it's not doing anything bad or miscalculating anything. So just, it looks like we are nearing 50,000 TVL. I think a lot more people will get involved, obviously, over the course of the weekend. We do have a long Genesis pool. So, I'm excited. I'm excited to see what happens, how far we go, everything. I'm so excited to finally have this day come. We'll be in here all of tomorrow doing a kind of launch party where, me and if Dylan's feeling better, we'll be sitting around just in general chat and the voice chat. We'll just kind of be talking with people. If you come in, you come in. If you don't, you don't. I'm still going to party it and just have some fun. I've been working on this for a month straight. I haven't taken a day off. it's just so awesome to finally be here, and I'm just so ready, to get started with the next steps. I'm really ready to just dig in and start working even harder. Let's see. Somebody else had another question. I think it was Happy Steel. Let's see. Will Walrus determine the cost per customer for marketing? I have Havoc on the team. He's very good at marketing. Obviously, that's something that I'm sure we'll be discussing depending on which avenue of marketing we take. But it is a common metric even with DeFi crypto. But it's something that I don't like because a lot of the viewership on YouTube videos can be staged to an extent. So we have to be careful with that. Will Walrus use anything other than Twitter and YouTube for marketing? Obviously the main two, but I do want to look into unique ways. Maybe some like crypto platforms that do blog posts, like Route 2Fi, all of these things that like could expose like Tomb Forks to a bigger audience. Similar situations to that, I'd really like to look into for more like engagement rather than here's a video, here's a tweet kind of situation. So yeah, of course, I want to do something different other than just Twitter and YouTube, but those will probably be the big two, obviously. Will there be a system for voting based on ownership, or will voting always take place within Discord and no proof of ownership? So I think I've already answered that one for you, Happy. Obviously, we'll have the snapshot vote. Let's see if there's any other questions. Surely y'all ain't going to let me off with 30 minutes. It's a new record.
Hello?
Hey, there he is.
Oh, I had to reload. Hey, congratulations, everyone involved. Sorry?
Snow bonds are working, Photo. The snow bonds are working, in case everybody didn't know. I just wanted to make that announcement. Snow bonds you're able to deposit now.
Oh, cool. I don't have any. But I know Crypto Gal does, and I see her here, so she's probably going to get excited right now. So you mentioned the boardroom. It's going to be 4% for how long did you say?
20 epochs.
20 epochs. And then after that, where do you see it settling?
As in the price?
The APR.
Oh, I mean, that's going to be something that's going to be drastically moving for the first week or two. It would be nothing that anybody physically could ever try and calculate. It depends on Walrus price, W share price, how much is staked of the total Walrus share, and it's going to be difficult. Plus, we also have a dynamic TWAP that will max print after 3.0 TWAP, but it's not going to affect it until after the 20 epochs. But the max expansion, I can tell you the exact inflation, it'll be 3.5% once the 20 epochs are done with the 4%. So our max expansion rate will be at 3.5%. And if you actually go here to the documentation and you go to the boardroom and you scroll down to the bottom, it'll tell you what that max expansion rate is. And I actually need to adjust the numbers because 3.5% is actually the top. And then it goes down from there. So after so many Walrus are minted, right, it cuts down a little bit each metric. So like 500K to 2 mil is different than 2 mil to 4 mil, right? So as we get more expanded, then the amount of inflation that is like the maximum inflation will start coming down.
Oh, okay. I got it. Okay. Looking forward to it. I've staked my Fox and my Snow. And yeah, ready to go. Thanks, buddy.
Thanks, man. Thanks for coming up.
Hey, no worries.
Does anybody else have any other questions? I'll let you can ask it in general if you need to. It doesn't really matter. I just want to make sure I answer everyone's questions as we move on into launch day. I see a lot of people asking about the Genesis pools. Of course, I did make a video on that. So if you have questions, make sure you're asking them now. I can address them on here. If you didn't know, somebody in here is about to win 500 Fox. Because we're doing a little bit of a giveaway. I'm giving away the rest of my personal wallet of Fox just to make sure that I feel like the community, gets enough benefits.
Midday Dream asked if, for someone that's new here, what is their relationship with Snow and Fox?
What is the relationship with Snow and Fox? These are both Layer 1 and Layer 2 tokens. Snow was the original. It was a 30-day Tomb Fork. Fox was a Layer 2 to extend the life of Snow, and that was a 60-day emission Tomb Fork. So they are both extremely fast-paced and very hard to navigate. But those were the original project that I took over from a dev. And once that happened, obviously we had to move into something more sustainable. We chose this project and exactly how we've displayed it. And to make sure that I feel like the people that were in those first two projects that followed me were able to be included in the Genesis pool with a heavy head start. And that's just, something that I felt like was necessary. Yeah, I use a Yeti caramel as well.
Can you
Whoa,
answer?
that's way better. What did you just do?
I hit default instead of my headphone. I don't know
Jesus,
why.
man. Jesus.
Stop. I don't want to hear it. I'm a 30-year-old
my
bender, bro.
God.
Stop. Stop.
Everybody's
Okay.
ears can take the curtains off. We're fine, guys. All right, go
All
ahead.
right. But Jelly said nodes is the airdrop pre-Genesis to repay those that invested in nodes.
The airdrop, again, I probably shouldn't make a walrus bot for it. No, the airdrop is for the Liquid Capital pre-sale. The amount that we make on the Liquid Capital pre-sale through Snow and Fox will be how we pay all of the node hunters, because I have a snapshot of those node hunters. When does the LP or farming to earn W share start? So tomorrow we launch the Genesis pool at 1800 UTC. 12 hours after that, you will see the farms go live for W share. So you'll be able to stake in one of the two farms, the W share USDC or the Walrus USDC. Either one of those will start printing. And obviously, you can start making liquidity for them early and start pre-staking them with no issue. Obviously, that is the intention and goal. If you get the chance, definitely do it. We need to deepen that liquidity as early as possible. The allocation percentages in the Genesis between Snow, Snowbond, Fox is almost the same. Snow and Fox have a little bit higher allocations than Snowbond, but not much. And then Dibs is the lowest out of those four. Obviously, Snow, Snowbond, and Fox, like I've said, has 75% of the allocation. What else? I'll hang around for a bit. We don't have to be too serious. Hey, Master Theo, come on up.
Hey man,
Hey, how's it going?
I'm good. I didn't really have a question. It's just I said this in the general chat as well, but like in the end, it was really good. Like that the launch was delayed.
Yeah, it was. I agree with
Like
you.
like I don't know what would have happened if the peg token was
I know
US.
what happened.
Yeah. So that was like, and I know that wasn't just like that wasn't just luck. I know that was like on your part, you wanted to get everything right, and that's something that I really appreciate. Like, it's much better to delay something, like to get it completely right. And I know like how much attention you've and work you've done in this project. So yeah, all I just want to say is just like good luck to everyone.
Yep.
Let's make some profits.
Let's make some profits and let's bring some sustainability to the best of our ability and keep moving forward. Regardless if we go under peg the first day or the 100th day, I'm always going to try and pivot and do what's right and try and get us back above peg. I'm always going to be working. I'm always going to be trying. I have a huge inner circle at this point of very intelligent people very capable devs. And that all started, from my Snow and Fox days. And so everything and every step I've taken, regardless of how people feel about it, has developed me into a much more confident, DeFi project owner. And I'm just excited to finally be here and be able to launch this tomorrow. So thank you, Master Theo. You've been in for a while, so thank you for being a part of it as well.
Yeah, man. Thanks a lot.
Yep.
Speak later. Yeah. Bye.
See ya. Someone said, I see UST still on the website of Frozen Walrus. Will you keep it or remove it? And if anything happens to USDC, potentially might be happening in the future for other stablecoins, what will your plan be? Mix of different stablecoins at the same time could be an alternative. UST is not on the website. I think you're thinking of maybe USDT.E, which is Tether. And if anything happens to USDC, I guess I could say I highly doubt it. I don't want that to bite me in the ass. But they're collateralized with actual U.S.-backed assets. I think they bought some bonds and a bunch of other things. They've got a ton on hand, so that you can always go onto Circle's website and exchange your USDC, for $1 worth of U.S. Value. So I'm pretty confident USDC will stand strong, at least through this debacle that we've just seen. UST had some weakness. USDT, I'm sorry. UST completely fell off the rocker. Let's see. What percentage of community do you estimate is here from Dibs, Grape, Snow, and Fox? I don't know. There's a lot of people that were in all, but I would say that Dibs has a fair amount of people here. I know Grape has a fair amount of people here because obviously I just did the giveaway, and then Snow and Fox I would hope are my core group here. Obviously we have the OG chat, and I really try to benefit Snow and Fox as that was my community and still is. So can you include UST for Genesis? No, thank you.
John 2009 asks when LP or farming to earn Walrus shares starts. That should be 12 hours after the start of gym pools, correct?
Yeah, I just answered that.
And did you answer, can you describe your team composition and skills? How to ensure the team can deliver as protocol grows?
Let's see, where's that at so I can read that?
It is in the AMA questions.
That's a good question. Yeah, so I'm sure most people can speak for themselves. I'll give a brief description of everybody involved in our team. So Havoc came from a background. I'm not going to speak to his personal life, but here he worked for MV, the other Tomb Fork on Phantom. He's done a lot of great work over there. I think he's worked with Grape in some capacity, but obviously our main man, Space Games with Dave, did come from Grape, and he's helped in a couple other projects. But I love everything he does. I love all of his projects. I love all his graphics. I know he's up here with me. I ain't trying to gas you up, but every single time he sends me something, I'm like, dude, this is awesome. I love it. There's a couple things that maybe I would say send back to the shredder, but very, 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 very few. So Space Games with Dave is our graphic artist. He helps me with all the designs. He designed the background for the website, all of the icons that you see, all of the fonts, everything like that he helps with. I don't know if you want me to go through the mod team, but Top Gun Hatch is my brother. He helps me with community-driven stuff, and he's also a phone call away. So if I'm on or I'm off and he's on, I'm a phone call away. So he's always available to reach me. So I thought it was very important to keep him here. You'll see at the very top, me, obviously, I'm a project lead or project owner or whatever you want to call me. I'm kind of the front face of the project. I've made a lot of great connections in the space, and I'm able to use that to navigate the space to find new players to help us with whatever we want to do, whether it be partnerships, new developers, something to deliver on time. All those things I have the capabilities of doing. Usually, obviously there could always be worst case scenarios, but and then we have Piggy Smalls. He is from the Dibs Money team. And again, that is a BSC Tomb Fork that has been running for 500 epochs that is always printed. So they're kind of OGs in the space. His entire development team is at my disposal as we work together to build, two cool-ass Tomb Forks that we can continue, building on and develop a roadmap together. Let's see. You'll see LB is in the core team. That is not like an official thing, but that is actually the Great Finance lead dev. Me and him speak every day. He assists me in small contract management if I need to go in and change allocations or vet something that other developers have done for me. I have him at my disposal, and he has an entire team that's behind him as well. So I hope that answers your question. Obviously, as TVL grows, as we get bigger naturally, I'll be hiring on more people. Oh, important. Beyond, he's not on because he usually gets on later at night. He is more of a treasurer. He's close counsel to me with how we deliver the treasury stuff and the new proposals that we want people to vote on. So those are the main majority of people. We, of course, have mods, and they can introduce themselves in the chat as they see fit. These mods are from Snow and Fox. They're extremely trusted members. I hope to grow the mod team as well as we get bigger. But, yeah, I think that answers that. Let's see. With the expected pump of Fox, Snow, and possibly printing, is there a plan to feed those two protocols through Walrus to possibly have all three printing? There is no plan. I don't want to plan that. Of course, it's kind of sketchy to start planning, buying and stuff like that. But, obviously they're going to get closer to peg, and depending on where Joe is, it's going to be similar to what we had just seen, where Fox is printed. But until I find lucrative ways to get people to build liquidity in those two protocols, it'll be very difficult to sustain anything. Until I find those ways, and of course I've discussed some, then I'm not going to say that we're going to start like pushing people there because there's such low liquidity. How quickly or easily can we get listed on DBank? Do we have some proposal drafts and owners ready? Piggy Smalls and his team got listed on DBank within like 1 day. I think they know somebody in there. This is not like 100% that we're going to get listed, but it is something that they've offered me along with CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko. We'll try and get listed on them as fast as possible as well. But again, that's something that he said that was able to get done on Dibs very fast. So hopefully we also get that. Let's say there's a treasury decision or protocol decision that goes to a vote, but you or the rest of the official team are totally against the community vote. How will that be handled? So Zephram, how I see it going at the original point and the start is that me and Beyond and some of the other core team members will, develop a like proposal that we like, similar to like if I want to do Grape Amendment, I think that's a healthy exposure for the Treasury. We'll make these and then we'll make a proposal ourselves and advertise it through the Discord. That way it's obviously more popular. So the 3 that we pick or the 4 that we pick would be something that we've already agreed that we could be investing in. Now, if members start going in and like making votes themselves, that's what a DAO is. But it won't be as popular unless somebody makes a push for it in the Discord. But again, this is a DAO. So technically, I'm going to try and respect that to the best of, my ability and argue against it when I feel strongly against what the community's doing. But that's how I feel. Are the NFTs solely for trading card games, or would there be a different tiers or collections with some different uses? Yeah, we want to do a couple different types of NFTs. The trading card game is for like 4 to 6 months out. Obviously, I want to do like a short term. I want to do some like NFT sales to grow the treasury and find further benefits, for whatever we do, if we do LP nodes or whatever else it is. We'll find ways to make another NFT. I just like NFTs. So I'm going to find ways to make sure it's, you can purchase it with maybe Walrus or AVAX or whatever else. Obviously if you're a part of Grape, LP nodes are coming soon. And so, I've always liked the LP node aspect because that really strengthens liquidity a lot. Any other questions? Let's see. Dave, I don't know if you want me to answer this on live. Let's see. Do we have any?
Your discretion.
Do we have any stop tips? Yeah, that seems sketchy. We'll discuss that. Let's see. Will we have an auto compound? Yes, again, we have Magic Finance ready to launch farms for us after WShare starts printing. So we'll have an auto compounder that is automatically burning the PEG token at launch. So I really think that's going to be cool. It's really going to burn some of that initial inflation. And it should be cool to see how it controls. What other questions you guys got? We still got 12 minutes. I'll be damned if I stop talking now.
Dead air.
Oh wow. No, I was just looking at Dave's
His
his work, his
resume,
previous work.
more or less. Yeah, man, it's beautiful.
Yeah, man, he does good work. He does good work, man. Oh, we got newbie 2022. I'm not sure I recognize the name, so we may have a newcomer coming up. Newbie, I invited you up, bud. How's it going, man? Are you there? You might have to unmute yourself. I am
Can you hear me now?
Yep, I've got you. How's it going?
Doing good, doing good. So I follow you on the other project, the Fox project, and pretty much wanted to find out, like, as the project goes further out, I know that a lot of projects still kind of could say like joint venture and all. So how do we know which project that's going to be verified that they won't do anything crazy, right, in that aspect? Because I know a lot of people, join in other projects to do some kind of pull or whatever, and then something strange happens, right? So how is there a potential where we start doing other projects, bring into our coins into other people's pool, but then, it doesn't backfire in a sense?
You're saying if we do partner pulls with other people,
Yeah.
like how do I have that trust? Is what you're saying?
Yeah, because example, I'm in this project a couple, and then I think money project somehow went to something else, and that backfired. So is there something that's like a safety in a sense of if you do pool with other people or whatever, the Genesis pool, right?
Yeah.
Something like that along the lines, that suddenly it won't go backwards in a sense. So we don't get dumped on for us as our own project or whatever.
Yeah. No, I completely understand your reservations. Any team that I work with will probably, to some extent, be publicly doxxed.
Okay.
Maybe not publicly, but at least to me. Even like beyond, he's not publicly doxxed, and he wanted to be a part of the multi-sig, and I trust him a lot, and we've spoken many months now, and I think he has a lot of integrity, but I wouldn't let him multi-sig without publicly doxing to me. So he's done that. So like I really try and do my most, the most amount of vetting I can. I don't think at launch, or until we get real strength, I'll start gun-hoing towards like partnerships, because it can be dangerous. And then later on, I'll do as much vetting as I can. I'll gauge, community sentiment, how they feel about it. I usually get a decent read on people, but obviously mistakes can be made, and there's only so much you can be safe with. But I'll probably stick with KYC and docs teams. But you guys know how I feel about KYC, so it's a difficult position when you open your community up to other communities, right? I don't want anything bad to happen to anybody in my projects or anywhere in crypto. But specifically, not me telling people to do something that could harm them.
No, I totally understand, right? These projects, everyone, it's one of those where you're like, okay, we want to be able to do marketing, and then, so there's good and the bad, right? Like with anything else in life. But yeah, I do appreciate it. I followed Joey there from the earlier projects. The next project, I'm diving in with the auto compounder. So definitely, I do appreciate it as a new person myself into this, right?
Yeah.
You've been very, you've been very helpful in a sense of just kind of for all the new people.
Well, that's good to hear.
So yeah, thanks for the help and everything. When I wrote in the chat room, you responded, so I do appreciate it too. That definitely for sure.
Yeah, man. I probably am too much into the community side, and I'm constantly speaking. But I want to make sure that everybody that has a question. I've been in so many bad communities before, and I just didn't want it to happen here. So I
Yeah.
get real quick on the trigger, and I'm just like constantly in the chat. I really need to chill off of it, but I'm happy that you felt that when you came in, is that you got the information you needed.
No, definitely. Like any new person that enters into this space, like you made it more comfortable than just a lot of people just throwing all kinds of crazy stuff. But it doesn't really help the new person. But the chat room and you guys from the Fox side, so even to now, right? It's been very like friendly toward new users and things like that. So definitely, and I'm glad that you posted out like those YouTube like for explaining for new people.
Yeah.
That actually helps out more, so less panic. Like at least you say,
Yeah.
"Hey, there's this and this," and I'm like, "Oh, okay, makes sense." Like literally, out there, YouTube channel, people, gives like a quarter of anything, but it never pieces the whole picture.
Yep.
You've been able to provide like A, B, and C, and D, and E, and F, so it helps out in that aspect.
Yeah, I just feel like because I have so much time and I'm so close to these projects, I have like this really cool position where, like, I was a DGN that just invested like crazy. And so I understand like what it's like to just jump into a project and then be like, all right, what did I just buy? And then go through all the documentations, right? And then like try and figure out, should I be dumping this token or not? So I wanted to try and bridge the gap and get the education first so that you felt confident, so that you're not looking when you need to panic sell, but that you've bought at a lucrative time, or that you're not worried when it drops in price, because you're more educated to the fact of why it might be dropping in price. And that's really important to me. So I'm happy that
You know what? There was no YouTube explanation with the pairing, your base token and the other token. No one explained to me till I think a friend of mine said, "Oh, there's this and this." I said, "Okay," because one of this is a stable coin and the other one is just, it adjusts. But I had to learn it from someone else that did that, but I wasn't sure. And then someone was kind of going over that as a new person, right? A little bit more information always helps out in that aspect.
I agree.
So yeah,
I actually had to send a few months ago when Top Gun Hash was getting into crypto, I had to send him a personalized video of how to make LP because he had just been jumping in. So I like to tell that story.
A lot less nice than what you guys got.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely just threw it on there. I was like, hey, here's how you do it. But yeah, man, I'm really happy you're a part of the community. I hope you do,
Can on the Walrus website, I don't know if there is there a button where you guys add and let it automatically push to combine the thing, or no, you just have to manually go to the exchange to do it? Is it possible?
Yeah. So the first feature that I'm working on is the next feature, will be the rebates. Me and the dev are working on making sure that's edited to what we had described. And then right after that, they already have the Zap feature contract's already here. I have it.
Okay.
We just have to put we have to put the front end on it. So it's probably like 2-3 days away max. Then
also, did you put a thing where because I have a MetaMask, right? If you click on the icon, it loads the address. And is there a feature that maybe just to help put the address so that way the wallet loads? So I don't know if that's even possible or whatever. It makes it easier, right? So the contract address or whatever.
Yeah.
So I've seen some projects where you push a button and it loads into MetaMask. So I didn't know if that's something
add MetaMask button. Yeah. I'll put that on the suggestions, and we can work on putting that in there. I know that helps people. I know this is weird for maybe some people. I don't add my tokens to MetaMask. They're in your MetaMask regardless if you know it or like regardless if you add it to your actual MetaMask GUI or not, right? So like if I buy a token, it doesn't have to be added into MetaMask in order for you to trade it, because it's just going to a wallet address. So as long as it's in your personal wallet, it actually doesn't matter if it's added into your MetaMask. And I don't like adding too many custom tokens anyway, because then your MetaMask becomes a complete shit show.
Bloated.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then are you guys also doing Trust Wallet, or just want to stay with or MetaMask or either?
I think let me disconnect. So you can use Coinbase, Wallet Connect, and MetaMask. Oh, thank God he fixed this But yeah, you can use Wallet Connect, and technically with Trust Wallet, you can use Wallet Connect.
Oh, okay.
If you didn't
Oh,
know
no.
that, there's a feature in Wallet in Trust Wallet. If you go to settings, there is a feature for it.
Oh, okay.
If you've
Yeah,
never done
so-
it,
Uh-huh.
yeah. So you'll be able to use the Trust Wallet if you wish.
Okay. That's cool then. Yeah, I just wanted to reach out, and this is my first time talking. I always hear you I'm busy at work, and I'm just putting my earbuds on, listening to the conversation. So now I finally have some time to like actually, raise my hand since there was an open air.
Yeah,
So
man.
I'm like, oh, cool.
I'm really happy that you came up. We need more people that are active and trying to ask questions so that I can make sure that people are getting their frustrations or their suggestions or just like getting general help. I like it.
Was there for like the site itself? Is there a space maybe you could throw in some like a possibility like YouTube on how to for new people? Maybe then it kind of gets the people that if they're new to it, they see that they hear you see you. Maybe they'll jump onto the project possibility.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, I have the YouTube series coming out. We'll find
Uh-huh.
a way to integrate it on the website to some extent. I may make it also in the documentation page, so there's a link to documents, and then maybe I could do like a YouTube link. From
Oh, that'd be
there.
great. I think if I like a project, show me, hey, there's this person and this, it gets me comfortable enough. Like, oh, I know what's going on. I'm
Yeah.
gonna go into the project because I have some idea of what's going on. So yeah, definitely.
Yep. So that's exactly what that I'll try and start doing is making sure that I build that out and make sure that the YouTube videos are more readily available.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that'd be great. Definitely for sure. Other than that, that's it for now for me. Just question wise.
All right, man. Well, I really appreciate you coming up.
Yeah,
Thanks for coming up, man.
calling from Chicago.
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 Well,
The land
man,
of pizza.
I don't know what the weather is there, but I went.
It's 90.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
nice. Okay, I went in my I went in March, and it was snowing about like I think it's been almost 7 years ago now. It sucked.
No, it's weird. Chicago is either March, April, it's snowing, raining,
Yeah.
or one day of like 70 degree and it's summer. Like
Now-
now in this month it's now pushing 80 and above.
Now I did love the food there. I gotta say that I did love
Yes.
the food, so I was very happy to go. Well, thanks again for coming up, man.
Okay, thanks.
All right, see ya. Definitely add the Zap feature ASAP. In my opinion, it's beneficial during Genesis, ensuring they auto compound into the protocol and have flexibility to add fresh USDC.E. I'm with you, but I really want to make sure we get rebates working because it's more. Again, all I have to do is add front end buttons, but I'll get with him tomorrow. He just went to bed because he fixed the snow bond issue. So it's really important that I get that rebate feature out because it's really beneficial to the project. Obviously, zapping is too, but it should be a quick fix. So we'll just have to see what he prioritizes tomorrow. But yeah, I'm very excited to finally get a zap feature on my website. We've been screaming about it for so long.
I got a question from Disco Stew.
Yep.
If we have grape in USDC, is it better to invest the grape or buy W share with the USDC, or the benefits the same?
Wait, ask it one more time. Ask it again.
If we have grape in USDC, is it better to invest the grape or buy Walrus share with the USDC, or are the benefits the same?
I would put your grape into USDC. I'm sorry. Put your grape into the Genesis pool. Once it goes live, you'll be printing W share. As you're printing that W share, be adding it to liquidity with your USDC.E, and then add that to the farms. Get your W share, and then start staking it in the boardroom. That's how I would do it. Now, how you personally do it, it's up to you.
NFA.
NFA, easy.
Well, I've been taking screenshots of all the people in the AMA throughout the whole hour, so I'll have a random list thing where it'll pick a random one out of the list, and we'll distribute that Fox out tonight, right?
Yeah. I just sent the other giveaway winners out, and then I just got to send it from my personal wallet or one of my. Well, I'm actually trashing that wallet anyway. But I'll send that out to you. 500. I think I'm giving out. What was it? 500 Fox here, and then I had another 500 Fox that I'm giving out to the grape community because they really showed me love recently, and I just feel like I wanted to give back to everybody. I know it's not like a ton or anything, but let's see.
Does anybody else have questions before we log out of here?
Let's see what we're up to. Nobody hacked me. Let's see. We'll see what our TVL's at while we wait for somebody to ask me a question. Although we are over the hour mark, so it's okay if we come down. Can you do a rebates video? How to? Sure, I can do rebates. Yeah, I can do rebates videos. Yeah. Everybody seems to be kind of confused about rebates, and I understand why. It's kind of like it's the opposite of bonding. So it can be difficult to wrap your head around at first. But I think once I explain it in a video, maybe, then it would become more clear. But it is more risky than just investing in like LP or the Genesis pools. So be warned, it is a more risky play. Anything else? Other than that, I'll go ahead and get off here. It looks like Photomaster had said do 5 people with 100 Fox. I'll leave that up to Top Gun there. It's his. He's the community manager. If he wants to give it out to five people, then I'll let him make that decision. He's got the list, so he can make the call. He'll just send it to me, and I'll send it out. I skipped your question. What was your question? Were any walruses harmed in the filming of this video? Nah, we're all good, man. No walruses. Walter may have been hurt from kicking him out. So, yeah. Let's see. Go ahead.
Do we know what Walter's official birthday is? Because in a year from now, we're gonna have to have a party.
That's right. I think his inception was probably like last week or maybe the week before that. Actually, I need to. I just connected him. I thought I might have just. I could have screwed Walter up badly. Who knows? If everybody starts getting kicked, just let me know it was Walter. He's mad. All right, there we go. He should have just joined us. And invite. There he is. See? Not too bad. Other than that, guys, I think it's another one in the wrap. I appreciate everyone so much for riding through this with me, for being in the Ask Me Anything, for being interested in what I'm talking about, being invested. Now we can actually invest in Walrus. We have the contracts. I'm so excited for launch. I hope it goes well. I've done everything I can to, that I can possibly think of to really try and make it go well. You guys know how genuine and passionate I am. So I'll be nervous tonight, and I'll be excited tomorrow. But thank you guys. I really appreciate it. We're going to get Walrus to play some music on our way out here so that they'll, that we get these outros, a little bit smoother. I don't know if I want to do smooth jazz, though. Should we do smooth jazz? Let's see.
Big fan of smooth jazz. And it also looks like May 10th was when Walter joined us.
May 10th. That
510, baby.
No way.
That's what I'm saying, man. I'm looking through the bot setup.
How do I stop him from playing something? Stop, okay. Let's say play. And we'll go back to our smooth jazz playlist. Thank you guys again for being a part of this. I can't say it enough because I'm just so thankful for this opportunity. So Walter's gonna play us out.
Oh, that was smooth.
Oh man, he comes in with that.
That was smooth.
Go ahead and slide
There
in,
he is.
Walter. Let these people know. All right, guys. I will see you here bright and early in the morning. Get your USDC.E ready. Get your grape ready. Get your dibs ready. Fox, Snow, Snowbond, everything. Throw it in. It's a safe place, and have some fun in the terrible market conditions we're in. I'll be here all day tomorrow. So thank you. All right, YouTube, I'm also ending it here.